All I'm saying is if you're going to snub Bill Belichick from being a first ballot Hall of Famer, then Tom Brady shouldn't be a first ballot Hall of Famer. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to GOAT Talk. A lot to talk about. We have some new coaches being hired. We have some Hall of Fame stuff to get into. Super Bowl's coming up. Let's get into it.
Big time of year here for sports. This is probably our really last true episode. Next week, we'll touch on it a little bit with football, but this is probably our last jam-packed episode of the NFL season. We prematurely picked our Super Bowl winners last week, and all of us now are shaking our heads in the fact that the last week's episode should have been this week's episode, but that's neither here nor there. We're all still here, and we are ready to talk about NFL Honors, which is coming live on Thursday. We will find out all of the awards throughout the NFL, but we are going to do our jobs and see who we think is going to win these awards. And of course, by no means are we a pro at this. This is just for fun. But we are going to put our 2 cents into who we think should be the winner of each of these awards. And we'll start off this episode with probably from the bottom of the awards to the top, leaving MVP last because there's a lot of controversy in the GOAT Talk podcast world on who it should be. Some people have some strong feelings, so we will get to that as it comes. But first and foremost, assistant coach of the year, we have 5 candidates. Eagles defensive coordinator Vic Fangio, Vikings defensive coordinator Brian Flores, Broncos defensive coordinator Vance Joseph, Seahawks offensive coach Clint Kubiak, who has now just been named the Las Vegas Raiders head coach, and then Patriots OC Josh McDaniels. Fellas, who do we think it should be?
I mean, I'm going to say Kubiak. Yeah, I mean, and pretty much strictly because obviously they're in the Super Bowl, but so is McDaniels. I mean, you can make that argument too. But he's the only one out of those to get a head coaching job. So that's why I kind of look at it like that as to where he's got my vote. Because I wanted the Bills to hire him as their head coach, but he's got my vote.
Yeah, you can see what that Seahawks offense is doing with Kubiak at the helm. It's amazing to watch. I'm not saying that Josh McDaniels, hasn't done a great job and hasn't turned that ship around, but I think there's also more than one aspect to that team that has turned that ship around, as in the Patriots. That Seahawks offense has just put up so many points, and it's consistently so many points throughout the season, right? And like you've seen how the Patriots have kind of regressed in the playoffs with the offense. Their defense is winning them games and everything. Not saying it's all on McDaniels, but God, that Seahawks offense is so good. And like you were saying, Joey, the only guy to get the head coaching position really of the Raiders. It's going to be interesting to see how that all plays out. But I agree with you, Joey. Kubiak is the winner.
Yeah, I just think too, going off that, I think the Seahawks offense is just better than the Patriots offense. I think a big part of it is due to Kubiak. With that being said, let's not take any credit away from McDaniels, though. The guy's been doing it for so long and consistently too. I mean, he's got the rings to prove it. I just think that the slight edge goes to Kubiak.
It will be interesting to see who does receive that award, but I would also think Kubiak should be the shoe in there. Now, an interesting one, you move over to Comeback Player of the Year, and the candidates for this, in my opinion, are quite interesting because I don't really know if there's one particular person that really could be in this category, but the 5 are Patriots wide receiver Stephon Diggs, Lions defensive end Aiden Hutchinson, Jaguars QB Trevor Lawrence, 49ers running back Christian McCaffrey, and then Cowboys quarterback Dak Prescott, who has won the award previously. Interested to see what you all think in the Comeback Player of the Year category.
Yeah, this is a weird one. The candidates for this one are odd, to say the least. I think, if he didn't end up getting hurt, I think you see Daniel Jones being a candidate, and I think he wins this award if he didn't get hurt. Stephon Diggs being a candidate for what? I mean, I don't understand that. What is he coming back from? I mean, but then again, but not just Diggs. Like, there's multiple candidates in this.
I think he did tear his ACL. I think, right?
Yeah, he did.
Absolutely,
he did.
Yes,
but it's not like he's putting up like top receiver in the league numbers.
He's got 1,000
So-
yards.
There's some guys that
Okay.
almost 2,000.
He's got 1,000. Yeah, he's got 1,000 yards. And
Okay, all right.
Joey,
That
is this
doesn't mean-
just
I-
because there's some former Bills ties
no,
there?
I don't think any candidate like there's to me. I don't know. No candidate on this list like stands out to me. Like when I think of comeback player of the year, I think of okay, yeah, Diggs towards ACL. He comes back and puts up 2,000 yards. Give it to him. You have a running back that tears ACL. He comes back, puts up 2,000 yards. Give it to him. Like my pick is going to be Christian McCaffrey just because I don't really like the candidates for this award this year, honestly.
So Greg and Joey are going McCaffrey. Chris,
are
you going to go Diggs?
I agree with Joey that it probably was going to be Daniel Jones if it wasn't for that terrible injury. Like that was probably one of the biggest no-brainers of if he continued that performance that we saw in the first half, no question. I personally, I think you have to give it to Diggs. You do. Obviously, he's coming back from the knee injury. He has changed a lot for this team, not himself because of off the field issues, obviously, but like on the field, I think he's come back. He's got 1,000 yards. So yeah, Diggs.
All right. As we move on out of that category, defensive rookie of the year, I feel like now I haven't voted yet, and that's okay. I don't need to necessarily, but this is interesting to me because it's Giants linebacker Abdul Carter, Seahawks Nick Amanawari, Falcons defensive end James Pierce Jr., Browns linebacker Carson Schlesinger, and Falcons safety Xavier Watts. Now, I feel like people are automatically going to say it's Abdul Carter. It's the name out of Penn State. Interesting to see. I think it's Nick Amanawari for the Seahawks, in my opinion. But interested to see what you guys believe.
I was going to say Pierce.
Okay.
I think that the Falcons defense played great this year, and I think he was a big part of that. Not to argue like your take with the what you picked. Who'd you pick? The Broncos?
No, I picked Amanawari.
Oh, Amanawari, yeah. I just think Pierce, like, realistically, like, we know the Falcons finished with the same record as their division winner. So they win 1-2 more games there in the playoffs. I think the defense pretty much was the reasoning behind that. And Pierce was one of the main guys on their defense this year. He's got my vote.
I'm going to go Carter just because I just have a feeling that's just the way that the votes are going to go because that's just, it's going to be Carter.
I got to be honest. I don't know too much about any of these guys besides Abdul Carter, considering I'm a New Yorker and it was a big deal when they drafted him. But going with what I'm seeing, I'm going to just go out on a limb and pick Carson Schwarzenegger. Inner Judaism coming out there.
I love it. Oh, right. Well, that's hey, you never know. He may
He's
certainly win.
According to what I'm seeing.
Offensive rookie of the year. Again, this is interesting to me because 3 of the guys on the list missed some time this year, and one of the guys didn't even play the entire season. You got Giants quarterback Jackson Dart, Buccaneers wide receiver Emeka Ibuka, Patriots Vion Henderson, Panthers wide receiver Tet McMillan, and then Saints quarterback Tyler Shuck. Interesting because 4 of the 5 guys didn't play the full season this year.
Wait, was Cam Ward not nominated?
He is not on the list.
Really?
Wow.
He is not on the list. He is not a finalist.
That's a snub, if you ask me. I mean, yeah, they had a terrible year, but you look at his stats with the team he had around him, he actually had a phenomenal rookie year. That's actually crazy. I think weeks 1 through 6, it was Ibuka, hands down. He was insane during those weeks, and then he kind of fell off towards the end of the year, kind of like the whole Bucs offense and team did. We said in the past we were talking about them being the best team in the league, and then they lost, 8 straight or whatever.
As they've got healthier, they suck more.
Exactly. Like that makes no sense. It would have been him early on, but I don't think he wins it. This is interesting. I would have picked Cam Ward, honestly, but if he's not nominated, I'm gonna. This is hard because Tyler Shuck had a great end of the year, but he didn't start all year. He didn't play too many games. Jackson Dart ended up getting hurt, but I think when he was healthy, he looked great. So I'm gonna take Jackson Dart.
I'm gonna go. I'm torn between Tet McMillan, because he
That's
had
a good option too.
he had
Yeah.
a great year, and I think
Yeah.
as far as Egbuka goes, like I agree with you 100%, Joey. Like if it was like a first half of the year award, it's not even close. But then
It's like him and Daniel Jones, like those, like
just for some reason, I don't know what the fall off was. I don't know if it was just like a quarterback issue, just an offensive play calling issue, whatever the case may be. It looks like they really just kind of waned away from what was working through those like first 6 to 8 games. But I'm actually torn between Tet McMillan and Henderson, just because Henderson I know hasn't played a lot of games. Get out of here, Joey! Don't even. Give me that.
my bias.
On.
Oh my god!
Man.
You didn't let me finish. I was gonna go with McMillan, but just now to piss you off, I'm gonna go Henderson.
Oh man.
He's not gonna win. You can pick whoever.
Okay, that's great. I'm gonna pick him. It's my choice, Joey.
All right. I'll go. Chris, your choice is wrong, by the way. Anyway, but we're gonna move on from that. But we're just gonna get that out of the way. It is Ted McMillan, in my opinion.
All right.
That's just
all right.
I think he did the best year.
That's a good option. I honestly don't know why I kind of like forgot about him, but yeah, it's a good pick.
We got 4 more awards here we're going to pick through. This one, in my opinion, so far, may be the toughest to pick through. Defensive Player of the Year. Texans defensive end Will Anderson Jr., Broncos linebacker Nick Benito, Browns defensive end Myles Garrett, Lions defensive end Aiden Hutchinson, and Packers edge Micah Parsons. Now, I think unfortunately Mike is probably out of it with the ACL injury.
Yeah.
Aiden Hutchinson, really not sure why he's on here. To me, it's between Will Anderson and Myles Garrett, in my opinion.
I agree.
Yep. And I only give the upper edge to Garrett because he broke the record.
And I think that's why he would win it. If it's Anderson, I don't think many people are upset. If it's somebody else on that list, I think there's probably going to be some upset people.
Yeah, if it's somebody wins, that's not one of those two. Then there's some collusion going on, to say the least.
Yeah,
but I think Garrett just set the record, so that's why I'd give it to him. But Will Anderson is a beast. He almost single-handedly. I don't want to say single-handedly, but he almost led the comeback against the Patriots in the playoffs because of him.
Yeah, and I think Benito is an interesting one, because that Broncos defense is super good as well. But I think with the thing that I think takes away, I feel like shit saying that taking it away from Will Anderson, but just because that overall defense was so good. Like you had Petrie, you had Anderson, you had what's the dude?
Neil Hunter.
Yeah, and then Shakir. Is it Shakir?
Yep.
Yeah. That whole defense was insane. Really, Myles Garrett just like put that defense on his back, and I would be very shocked if it went anywhere else except Myles Garrett. I mean, the record obviously definitely helps. But he is just an unstoppable force. Unstoppable.
Let's be honest. We all know who it is. It's Myles Garrett. It's just, I think it's pretty much written it's set in stone at this point. Historic season. Not to discredit anybody else on this list, but I mean, come on.
This next one is also really tough because there's this offensive player of the year. You have Rams wide receiver Puka Nacua, Falcons running back Bijan Robinson, 49ers running back Christian McCaffrey, Seahawks wide receiver JSN, and then Patriots quarterback Drake May. Now, Drake May is also in the running for MVP, so we'll be interested to see how it plays out. I feel like we all know who Joey's going to pick. He's got his shirt on right now. Maybe he pivots somewhere else. But Offensive Player of the Year, interested to see your guys' takes on this.
Was Cook not on the list?
Cook was not on the
No.
list.
No,
Really?
and he led the league in rushing yards.
Really?
How funny is that?
That's crazy.
By that. I'm shocked by that.
He's on
That's
now.
okay.
I don't know why Christian McCaffrey's on. I think he's just like the likable guy. He's on everything almost.
Likes don't win you votes. I mean, they shouldn't.
But
Likeable when he
might.
plays. Yeah.
Yeah, well,
He had a great year too, but yeah, no, James Cook led the league in rushing yards and is not a nominee.
That's crazy. That is crazy.
NFL and Buffalo, man, it's a great relationship they have. My question before I get my pick in: Drake May's on Offensive Player of the Year and MVP, and we've seen it before with players being on both. I don't understand how that works. How some players are nominated for Offensive Player of the Year and MVP, but I don't really understand the point of that.
yeah, I don't know either because Christian McCaffrey's on Comeback Player of the Year and he's also on Offensive Player of the Year, right? I think it's like anything else, and we'll get to the Hall of Fame discussion here after we go through this. But it's a board with a committee that's on it that realistically probably at the end of the day picks people and players based upon likeness and what they've done throughout the year. So, like from a perspective of should James Cook be on the list? Absolutely.
Mhm.
Should Jonathan Taylor, if he stayed healthy this season, be on an MVP conversation? Absolutely. They're not because of their team, and also I think with these awards you see all the time, sometimes 90% of the teams in this award aren't in the deep playoff runs, which is also interesting to me, because
Like Bijan,
right,
Yeah.
didn't even make the playoffs.
or you look at like what another person like I don't know, you talk about Cam Ward, right? Like not on the list. So I don't know. To answer your question, I guess that's pretty long-winded, but I think it's probably a committee and a board member who goes, "Hey, here's what we're gonna do."
Yeah, it's interesting. It's I don't know. I always found that interesting. I get their regular season awards, so playoffs don't really affect it. But I think in a way, I mean, the voting's done before, so maybe not. But I don't know. In a way, it always does seem like it. But anyway, my pick is like Sal said. I got his shirt on. He's a dog. He's gonna be the Super Bowl MVP. Give me JSN.
I agree. I'll keep it short. I think it's going to be JSN.
I'll keep it even shorter. JSN.
All right. Now this is where it gets. I think this is also another tough award. Coach of the Year. All five of these candidates are, except one of them. I think the only reason that he's on here is due to the fact that they were injured for a lot of the year. But we'll go through it. So Bears coach Ben Johnson, Jaguars coach Liam Cohen, Seahawks coach Mike McDonald, 49ers coach Kyle Shanahan, Patriots coach Mike Vrabel. All four, in my opinion, 4 of the 5 guys could easily be coach of the year.
This is tough. This is actually, I would argue, the closest award. This is tough.
Besides,
Given
in my
two
opinion,
of the
Kyle
nominees.
Shanahan. I take Shanahan out of it, in my opinion.
I don't know because
really
they made a run in the playoffs with all the
nobody
injuries that they were dealt with.
I understand that, but you're looking at a Jaguars team who was awful prior to Liam Cohen coming there. You're talking about a Patriots roster who was 4-13 the previous seasons, 2 years in a row. A Bears team that was depleted and Caleb Williams didn't even look like a quarterback. And yes, not taking away what Kyle Shanahan did, but also then you throw in Mike McDonald with what they had. Now, granted, they had their stars for the entire year. I just think it's a tough award. But if I didn't give it to somebody, it wouldn't be Shanahan.
Yeah, man, this is actually really tough. It's just hard because, 2 of the coaches are obviously in the Super Bowl. To start the season, the Seahawks were, 60-1 to win the Super Bowl. The Patriots were, I think, 80-1 to win the Super Bowl.
Not even close.
This is this is a really, really hard award to pick. I'm gonna go out on a limb here, and I couldn't tell you who's gonna win this award because it's gonna be super close. But Duval, I'm gonna take Liam Cohen.
Short and sweet for me. It's got to be Vrabel. And granted, I don't care if I'm biased on that one. You take that team, that 4-13, 2 years in a row Patriots team, and then the first year you completely flip the ship. I don't care if you have Drake May. I don't care if you have Diggs. I don't care if you have Stevenson. I think Stevenson is the biggest tell in all this because they were ready to cut him, bench him, get rid of him. And Mike Vrabel is just like, you know what? We're just going to keep feeding you the rock, and we trust you, and you just got to get the job done. And I just think seeing how the locker room responds to him, it's so cool to watch. So my pick is the homeboy Mike Vrabel.
So I'm gonna just be honest, Chris. You are definitely biased. Having said that, and you are, it's okay. Having said that, I actually agree with you on this one. I do think Vrabel wins this award. Maybe it's because I follow him more closely than the other coaches, given that I'm, a depressed Jets fan. But having said that, the impact that this guy has made is unbelievable. Even just starting during the camp over the summer last year when he freaking broke up a fight and got all bloodied up because of it too. Like the guy's just a monster.
I forgot about that. Yeah,
he just he'll go to war for his guys, and that you can't coach that, you can't teach that. They love him, they respect him. He's done wonders for that team. So that's my guy, not my guy, but that's my pick anyway.
I think he probably honestly does win it. I just refuse to pick him.
It hurts, Joey. It does hurt. Let me tell you. Right now.
The last award, the MVP award, which, as we all have talked about previously, it's a quarterback award. 4 of the 5 candidates and finalists are quarterbacks. That being said, Rams quarterback Matthew Stafford, Patriots quarterback Drake May, Bills quarterback Josh Allen, 49ers running back Christian McCaffrey, and Jaguars quarterback Trevor Lawrence to wrap up the NFL honors on Thursday. This is, by the way, Christian McCaffrey's 3rd nomination.
This guy's just on everything.
So
you're almost.
As much as I would love to sit here and say that my boy is going to go back-to-back MVPs and be a biased Bills fan, I don't. Be realistic. I don't think that's going to happen. I think Stafford wins the MVP with the year he had. Realistically, I think Stafford's one. I think Drake May comes in second. And then I don't know, probably Josh Allen in third, if I had to guess. It sucks because I would love to make a debate for him to go back-to-back MVPs, but yeah, I just think Stafford in the year he had, especially at his age too, I think he's going to win MVP.
Do it, Chris. Do it.
Let's see what this one's going to be.
I think I'm going to shock the world a little bit with this one. I agree with you, Joey, that I think. Oh God, I don't know. This is another one that's really, really.
Let's go.
I
with
think
your
it's
gut.
really tight. Go with my gut. I think it's going to be Trevor Lawrence.
Oh, whoa!
Yeah.
What?
What are you?
I mean, you take him out of that team. You take him out of that team. Where do they go?
For any of them.
You can't say that for Stafford's team, not with that offense.
They wouldn't be. Wow. They wouldn't have made. It's not the same.
You can.
No, you can't. No, you cannot. With that offense,
their backup is Jimmy Garoppolo.
Okay, and look at the other dudes around him.
Not the MVP though. That's
crazy.
Wow.
Hey,
all right.
I'm gonna go. If we're going in order, I'm gonna go Lawrence, Stafford, May.
Wow.
All right.
Wow.
Shocking the world.
Gotta get those views up, baby. Gotta get those views up. You know
it's not biased, but it's pretty stupid. But
Dude, I will give you $100 if Trevor Lawrence wins MVP.
Right. Greg.
Heard it here first.
Greg, who are you going with?
Yep. So, a lot of thought in here. I mean, if you want to call it that.
There's nothing up there, Greg. We know that.
There's not a lot of brain power. We're gonna try. That's my PE education right there. Anyway, I think it's gonna be a good battle. Stafford, Drake, May, everyone here obviously had a fantastic year. That's why they're on this list to begin with. I'm gonna start off by eliminating McCaffrey simply because of the fact that he's not a quarterback, and it's very, very rare for a non-quarterback to win this award. Like, I don't even remember the last time it actually happened.
Adrian Peterson.
South boy.
Yeah.
South boy. Yeah. Lawrence, great year. Not the MVP. Christopher. Josh Allen, great year. Respectfully, not the MVP. So this is where I use my bald bet card, boys. And this is a different one than normal because for the first time in the history of the bald bets, I truly am bald this time. Shaved it all off. The baldness is real. So, bald bet of the week for the MVP we find this week, Matthew Stafford led the league in receiving or passing yards and touchdowns. Had a fantastic year at 37 years old. That's my guy for this MVP. He deserves it. Drake May, no reason to bash him. He had a ridiculous year and could win the MVP, obviously. Being that it's his second year too, amazing year. But I think it's got to be Stafford. He's just done so well.
There you have it, viewers and listeners. That is the GOAT Talk picks for the NFL Honors on Thursday. And if you're not watching but listening, we can assure you that Greg is bald officially. With that being said, we segue into a quite hot topic earlier, or I should say middle of last week, where the Hall of Fame induction also comes about on Saturday, or not the induction, but the inductees get recognized for this year's class. The induction will be later in the year. And it came out that Bill Belichick was left off of the first ballot Hall of Fame. A lot of potential discussion around this. Joey said earlier that if you're going to leave Belichick off as a first ballot, he believes Brady should be left off as a first ballot. I think this class was really heavy this year as well from a accolade standpoint, but also from a career standpoint. So I'm interested to hear what everyone has to say in regards to this, because I also have some thoughts as well. And we have like 10 minutes ish left. So want to kind of see what everyone's thoughts is in regards to this.
I mean, to say the least, I'm shocked. Like, Bill Belichick is one of the best, if not the best football coach that has ever coached in the game. I mean, being a Bills fan, I watched this man torture my life for whatever, 22, 23 years, whatever it was before he left. And that's why I kind of just say that if he's not a first ballot, then why is Brady a first ballot? And I don't agree with that at all. I think Brady should be a first ballot, but so should Belichick. So if you're going to leave the coach behind those championship teams off the first ballot, why are you going to pick the quarterback of those teams?
I think so. And I said this initially when the news broke that Belichick was going to be off. I was stampeding around my house, yelling for everybody to hear it. Like if I was Tom Brady right now, seeing that news, not that I think obviously Tom Brady, I don't know if he necessarily dwells and like prides himself on being the first ballot Hall of Famer. I have no idea. Dude's got so much shit going on, making all sorts of money. It's unbelievable. But like, if I was Tom Brady, I'd be like, there's a legit chance that I'm not making it in the Hall of Fame in the first round. And you think about the reasons that kind of, and we'll never know what actually happened. We just,
yeah, exactly.
You can have all the stories ever about what was the guy's name? The guy who's under fire. Is it Poliak? What's his name? One of the voters. That he literally, they asked him, and he was like quoted that he doesn't want to vote Belichick in because he thinks he deserves to wait a year because of Deflategate and Spygate.
How does that change?
And I'm like, if we're gonna be, but that's what I feel when the Hall of Fame committee gets together when it comes to all of the stuff, all the sports. We see it with baseball all the time. Now we see it with football. It's just there's always going to be a bias among the voters, if it's pettiness, bias, whatever the case may be. And I think that more than ever showed its face this round. And who's to say that, Joey, I think you're going to be right, that if this doesn't get nipped in the butt, if there's anything to be nipped in the butt, because we can all agree that Bill Belichick is absolutely, without a doubt, one of the greatest coaches of all time, if not the greatest coach of all time, absolutely deserves to be a first ballot Hall of Famer. Just how Brady deserves to be a first ballot Hall of Famer. But now I think there's like legit doubt on like how the process goes about. And if nothing really changes, I guess, then who's to say that come next year or the year after, I don't know when Brady is actually eligible for it. Is it next year?
Next year.
Next year, then we could be having the same conversation a year from now about Tom.
Yeah. I mean, here's my question to you guys and Chris, maybe specifically more like, do you think there's any thoughts from the committee that go, okay, yeah, Belichick is a great coach. He's got 7 Super Bowls or 8 from one with the Giants as well. But do you think there's anybody on the committee that goes, if you take Brady, Parcells, Bledsoe out of the picture, is Belichick get all those same accolades without those guys? And I think that's the question that, one, yeah, you don't never know, but two, look at what happened when he was gone, right? They couldn't make the playoffs. They were terrible. Granted, college football is a different landscape, so I'm not trying to fully compare it, but you see him in UNC, struggles, can't put a team together, don't really have the pieces. For the longest time that there was that run, Brady was the integral piece. Brady left and still won a Super Bowl elsewhere. Now, granted, they did have some supporting casts behind that, but I'm just asking, and we can sit here and go shoulda, coulda, woulda, if, can'ts, not happened. But like, is that potentially, do you think, a possibility of like that thought process of like, yes, Belichick was a great coach, but if you take away what he had along the way, is he going to get everything he had now?
God, it is such a loaded question because do I think Brady was still going to be a successful quarterback without Belichick? Yes, and I think it's vice versa as well. But it's so hard to really remove them from those equations because of how, like, you needed greatness to have a great coach, right, in order to really produce on the field. And I'm not going to say it's I really don't know. I think he would have gotten just because of the longevity of his career. I think he would have had like all the win totals and everything like that eventually. In the time span that he did it, especially with the Super Bowls in effect as well. And he also won a Super Bowl with the Browns, right? So like that's
No, he didn't. He didn't.
Was it the Browns?
Giants,
excuse me, sorry. With
Don't
the
bring
Giants.
it up, Joey won't get happy.
Like that's pretty. That was even before everything. So
yeah.
I
But
don't.
to me,
I really.
think
It's really
like,
hard.
I would have left him out for that reason more so than like Deflategate or Spygate, because like they did serve their suspensions for that, number one. But then number two, like, you hold them out for that. Now, like at this point, Pete Rose should be in the Hall of Fame, right? Like you've held them
Barry
out for
Bonds
long
should be
enough.
Don't get
fucking
started
Hall
on that. That's a whole
of Fame.
different
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, if you're gonna go and hold all these guys off, across the board because of allegations, then, like, in my opinion, Sean Payton shouldn't make it. Drew Brees shouldn't make it because of like all the stuff when Greg Williams was the defense coordinator because of the bounty gate. Like they knew about, maybe not Drew Brees, but like Sean Payton. Like then you know about that. You cheated to basically win a Super Bowl. So it's like, if you're gonna hold off one guy for something, are you gonna do it for everybody?
I think it's also impossible for any coach to go from having Tom Brady and then versus anybody else and just keep winning.
No,
I
I
think
mean,
that's
I understand
impossible.
that.
Yeah.
I understand. I'm just
And
using it as
he's
an
also,
argument piece.
yeah, absolutely. But he's also the one that built those teams, though. He's playing a part in drafting these guys.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm still shocked, and I'm not even. I hate the Patriots, and I'm shocked that he wasn't a first ballot.
Honestly, I'm gonna be real. Going off that, Joey, I hate the Patriots obviously a lot. I don't like Belichick.
Patriot slander in this group.
Chris. It really is. It really is.
You're outnumbered, dude.
We win and we lose. Like, listen, Belichick has done some controversial stuff in the past, right? Like, Spygate, Deflategate, whatever, freaking 24-year-old girlfriend. But regardless, the dude.
They broke up.
Oh, I didn't know that, actually. Interesting.
Allegedly.
Good for her. Anyway, having said that, the fact that he's not in the Hall of Fame right now, even after all that stuff he's done, controversial-wise, is bullshit. This is, I would honestly say, the best coach in the history of football. And the fact that he's not in, I said arguably, the fact that he's not in is absolutely insane. Like, the thing is, too, is he's had these cheating allegations. They've been resolved, and he still kept winning after the fact. And with a microscope up his ass.
Yeah. And it's not just him, too. If you're going to, like you were kind of saying before, if you're going to hold one person accountable, you got to hold everybody accountable. So it's not just him that was involved in those. Like, what about everybody else?
Correct.
And complete side note, but the report that I saw that they broke up, the top comment was, yeah, she only dates first ballot Hall of Famers. Pretty funny.
That is funny. That is funny. Well, I think that'll wrap us up, and Joey, close us out.
As always, thank you, everybody, for tuning in. We appreciate all the support that we continue to get. If you're new, like, comment, subscribe. Make sure to check us out on TikTok as we do go live on there. If you're returning, we appreciate it. As always, we're also, all these episodes, guys, go on YouTube and Spotify. So make sure to check us out on Spotify. Give us a listen there. Follow us on Spotify. And as always, one last time, go Bills.